We're talking skin and skin health. We're talking specifically, at least the last couple of days, we've been talking about dry skin. Dry skin's an epidemic. It's universal. Most adults have at least some degree of dry skin. It's certainly not a life-threatening problem, but it is a sign. It is a signal. It is a symptom of something breaking down in the body. And like all disease is cell disease, dry skin is also a cell issue. All disease is cell disease. Skin health issues are no different. In the case of dry skin, you've got a disorder of your skin cells, a disorder of your moisturizer cells. Those are called sebum cells. Between disorders of the skin cells, technically they're called keratinocytes, keratin cells, and a breakdown in skin moisturizer cells or sebum cells, you end up with dry skin. Skin cells, keratin cells, sebum cells, they need everything that your bone cells need and your muscle cells need and your heart cells and your brain cells and your liver cells and your bone cells and every other cell in the body. They all need the same things, and they all need the same things in the right measure and the right proportion. They need nutrients, vitamins, your mighty 90 essential nutrients, vitamins and minerals, and accessory nutrients and essential fats and amino acids. They need oxygen. And they need detoxification. They need a clean place to do their work. That's it, folks. If you have dry skin, you got a nutrient problem, an oxygen problem, as well as an inflammatory problem or a toxification problem. In the case of skin cells are constantly dividing, they're constantly growing, they grow faster than any other cell system in the body, and they're sloughed off into the environment over time. And this is where distinctions come in. Yesterday or day before, we talked about how important it is to make distinctions in the body. When we look at the skin, it just looks like an inert covering. It doesn't really look like much is happening, but if you zoom in with your X-ray vision or your microscopic nano vision, you'll see layers. And these layers of the skin, or understanding these layers of the skin, is very instructive if you're going to take care of your dry skin. And dry skin is based on a combination of a broken down surface layer or barrier layer, as well as a broken down sebum or oil making cells, as well as water trapping cells or water trapping tissue underneath. Putting a moisturizer cream on is not only not going to help your dry skin, but its chances are pretty darn good it's going to make matters worse. And this is why people get addicted to their moisturizing cream or moisturizing lotion. This whole process of skin cell growth and movement is very complicated, it's very regulated, and it's very tightly controlled. Thank God we don't have to think about about making or helping our skin cells grow, or about making or helping our skin cells divide, or about making or helping our skin cells rise to the top. They do it on their own under healthy conditions. Control and regulation and stabilization of this movement of cells upwards from the bottom layers of the skin to the top requires oxygen, it requires detoxification, and requires nutrition. Under conditions of starvation, suffocation, and toxification, these are the only three things you need to know about if you're dealing with any kind of health challenge. Starvation, suffocation, and toxification. You don't have to worry about the pH, and you don't have to worry about mechanical strategies, and you don't have to worry about drugs, and you don't have to worry about dermatologists as long as you take care of your mighty 90 essential nutrients, oxygenation, and detoxification. If you're wondering how drugs fit into the equation at all, they fit into the equation by being toxic. And if you're interested in maximizing or optimizing detoxification, the last thing you ever want to do is get a prescription drug from your doctor. The last thing a medical professional should ever do is give you a prescription drug if he's really interested in health and wellness and healing. Thus my problem with the entire medical model and its representatives. Under conditions of nutritional deficiency, suffocation, toxification, inflammation, and when I say suffocation, I'm really referring to inflammation, as well as poor respiratory techniques, poor breathing strategies. Your skin cells are not going to grow correctly, the skin barrier will not form correctly, sebum and oil-making cells are not going to grow correctly, moisture factors are not going to be produced correctly, and guess what? You're going to have rough, dry skin. And there's not a single moisturizer on planet Earth that can make a difference, except for maybe superficially. If you're African American, you may say your skin is ashy. Or you may have a condition called keratosis pylorus. That's called chicken skin. When African Americans say that their skin is ashy, what they're really referring to is dead skin cells are piling up on the surface. Keratosis pylorus, or chicken skin, is the manifestation or the result of bumps on the surface of the skin, again caused by cells not dividing correctly. Or you might have eczema. Eczema is a condition where you end up with these significant patches of poorly developed or completely undeveloped skin barrier. At the core of all these disease states and all these health breakdowns, dry skin, ashy skin, keratosis pylorus or chicken skin, eczema, at the core of all of these things, all these health issues, you're going to find sick, starved, and toxic skin cells, keratinocytes they're called. keratin-making cells, keratinocytes. And by the way, you don't have to have a full-blown disease state either. Something as simple as dry skin can be associated with nutritional deficiencies and inflammation and toxification. As skin cells are rising from the lower layers to the top, rising from the bottom to the top, they're shape-shifting, they're morphing. And as they're shape-shifting and as they're morphing, this is so cool, this is where moisturization comes from. As they're shape-shifting and morphing, they're dumping their contents overboard. Imagine this. You've got cells at the bottom of the bottom layers of the skin. And when you think of a cell, just think of a little animal, tiny microscopic animal that's doing everything an animal does. It eats and it excretes and it breathes and it builds and it grows and it reproduces and it divides, etc. As these skin cells are doing their work, they're changing shapes, and as they're changing shape, they're dumping their contents overboard into the stuff. Remember, it's all cells and stuff. As cells are moving upwards, they're dumping their contents into the stuff. And you know what happens to those contents that are being dumped overboard? They become moisture factors. How cool is that? As a cell is rising from the lower layers of the skin to the upper layers, to the barrier, it's changing shape and it's dumping its contents overboard, and its contents become moisture factors. This is how the skin, or one of the main ways that the skin moisturizes itself. As the cells grow and divide, they dump their contents overboard. Those contents become moisture factors, and the skin becomes moisturized. The skin becomes soft. The skin becomes hydrated. The ultimate goal of a skin cell, as it's rising upwards to the top and dumping its contents overboard, is to become a surface cell, a surface barrier. So you've got two mechanisms at place here. As the cell's rising to the top, it's dumping its contents overboard. Those contents become moisture factors. The cell continues on its journey upwards until it ends up on the top of the skin and it becomes a barrier. What I'm saying here, you guys, is the movement of cells has to occur. Skin cells has to occur correctly if our skin is going to be moist. If the movement is not occurring correctly, the skin will be dry. That's the cause of dry skin. Cells not moving correctly, or at least partially the cause.
Hi, Coast to Coast listeners. I'm Kay Zwirling from KSCO Radio in Santa Cruz. I'm 93 years old, and I'm a big fan of George Norrie because his topics and guests are fascinating and really get you thinking. George is just as bothered as I am by all the advertising you hear for toxic prescription drugs that make you sicker, not healthy. I prefer to give my body all 90 essential nutrients it needs for life to prevent disease, not compound it. My favorite complete supplement is Beyond Tangy Tangerine from Longevity, which I take every day along with EFA Plus and Beyond OsteoFX, which together are called the Healthy Start Pack. I recommend you go online to criticalhealthnews.com to purchase these products. That's criticalhealthnews.com or call 855-949-RADIO.
Did you know that drinking pure, high-alkaline water is one of the most important factors in maintaining high energy and vibrant health? Most experts agree that the water you drink should be at a pH level of 8 or higher. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops, available only at alkavision.com, combine a unique formula of only the most alkaline minerals. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops alkalize your water, ridding the body of harmful toxins, and helps you regain health and energy. Alkalizing your water by simply adding 10 drops of AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops helps the body rid itself of acidic waste, increases oxygen content, and raises the pH of your body to healthy levels. And bacteria and viruses cannot survive in an alkaline high pH environment. Order your bottle of AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops for only $29.95 at alkavision.com. That's ALKAvision.com. Or call 269-409-1776. 269-409-1776. Alkalize your body. Supercharge your health at alkavision.com today.
Healthy elimination is essential to high energy, a cheerful mood, and prevention of disease. Some of the founders of our modern holistic health thinking state that disease begins in a toxic colon. A toxic intestinal tract is the foundation for virtually all degenerative disease, and a clean and well-moving intestinal tract is the foundation of health.
I just want to say that you folks have an amazing product. I've taken whey protein products for years, and I've never noticed the results I have with your product. I've suffered with bouts of constipation most of my life. Within a few days of taking One World Whey, I noticed noticed a dramatic change. Also, in the past few years, I've experienced symptoms associated with diabetes. I feel horrible when I've had too much sugar, and I've been getting the foot pain as well. But I've noticed in the past week or so, I'm not feeling bad anymore, and the foot pain is gone. I'm just finishing up a 5-pound tub I ordered and just got off the phone ordering more. I love your product. Thank you.
Call 888-988-3325. That's 888-988-3325. Or visit oneworldway.com. That's oneworld.com.
Honey, it's time for dinner. What are you doing over there on your computer?
I'm shopping for a new wallet. Mine is falling apart. Hey, did you know there's a company called ID Stronghold that makes shielded wallets to prevent electronic pickpocketing?
Oh, I didn't realize there was such a thing as electronic pickpocketing. What is that?
Well, apparently, many of the new credit and debit cards being issued have radio chips inside them called RFID that transmit our banking information to card readers when we pay. Unfortunately, a bad guy can also get one of these readers and go around the city scanning people, collecting their credit card numbers and personal information without us knowing it.
Wow, that sounds scary. Since you're getting a new wallet anyway, you should definitely get an ID Stronghold shielded wallet. Are they more expensive?
No. In fact, I can get a shielded leather wallet from IDStronghold.com for the same price or less than regular unshielded wallets from other stores.
Sounds great. My wallet isn't falling apart yet, but let me pick one out too. I want to be protected, and these wallets at IDStronghold.com look fantastic.
We're talking dry skin. Excuse me. Dry skin is a movement problem. It's a cell movement problem. Cells not rising upwards from the bottom layers of the skin to the top layers of the skin. Got to zoom into the skin to really see what's happening. And what you'll see is layers, and you'll see cells rising from the bottom to the top, shape shifting, morphing as they rise from the bottom to the top. And this morphing is really what's behind keeping your skin soft and hydrated and moist. There's three mechanisms for skin moisturization. The first is as cells are rising from the bottom to the top, they're dumping their contents overboard. Those contents become sponges, molecular sponges or moisture factors. As cells are rising from the bottom to the top, ultimately they become a barrier or a surface on the cell, on the surface of the skin. And this barrier surface keeps moisture in. That's the second mechanism. And then interspersed with the cells and the surface, you have sebum or skin oils, which act to trap water, which further act to trap water. And those are the three mechanisms, healthy mechanisms, normal mechanisms, natural mechanisms that the skin uses to keep itself moist. If you rub a moisturizing cream on the surface of the skin, all three of these functions are going to be operating at less than optimal levels. You're going to be slowing down the movement of cells. That means you're going to have less contents being dumped overboard. You're going to have less of a surface on the skin, less barrier on the skin, and your sebaceous secretions, your sebum secretions, your natural skin oils will also be produced at a reduced rate. So moisturizers are anti-moisturizers. This is why people get addicted to their moisturizing cream, and it represents a humongous scam. Now, I'm not saying that your skincare companies necessarily know, although I'm pretty sure they do, that people get addicted to their moisturizing lotions. That is, the more they use, the more they need, the more they buy, the more they have to use. But the fact of the matter is, from a chemistry perspective, from a scientific perspective, from a health perspective, the last thing you ever want to put on dry skin is a moisturizer. How's that for heresy? And I've been doing this for a long time, folks. This is why people get addicted to their Blistex and why people get addicted to their chapstick. Likewise, you have moisture factors in your lips, and the more chapstick you use, the more you're going to end up needing. Any health care or skincare professional that recommends a moisturizer needs to go back to biochemistry or needs to take biochemistry 101, whether that's a dermatologist or an esthetician or a friendly neighbor who recommends the latest and greatest moisturizing product. If it's a skincare company profiting off of our misery, that's even worse. Three mechanisms that the skin uses to moisturize itself. Number one, as cells rise to the top, they're dumping their contents overboard. Those contents become moisture factors. Number two, as cells rise from the bottom to the top, they ultimately become a barrier on the surface that traps water. And number three, sebaceous or oil secretions, sebum secretions from cells that are called sebum cells or sebocytes, produce or types of oils that act to trap water. That's how your skin stays moist. All of this is just part of normal health. So if our skin's dry, our bodies are not normally healthy. One of the most fascinating of these cellular extrusions, these cellular components that gets pumped out of cells as they're moving upwards from the bottom to the top, is something called hyaluronic acid. I absolutely love this stuff. We're going to spend a day or two talking about high hyaluronic acid. But before I get into it, I just want to tell you right from the top, you can't get the benefits of high hyaluronic acid, the growth benefits, the anti-cancer benefits, the detoxification benefits, the moisturizing benefits, the health benefits of high hyaluronic acid by rubbing it on the surface of the skin. That ain't going to happen. What you will get if you rub high hyaluronic acid on the surface of the skin is a little bit of water trapping on the surface, and you might get some temporary relief from your dry skin, but you're not going to create health changes in the skin by rubbing high hyaluronic acid on the surface. And I hear when I'm doing my skincare presentations or doing talks or even on the radio, invariably somebody will want to know about high hyaluronic acid in skincare products. It doesn't do much. That's the answer. If you want to know about high hyaluronic acid in a skincare product, it's expensive and it doesn't do much because its effects are underneath the surface of the skin. The effects for the beneficial effects of high hyaluronic acid, with the exception of some water trapping on the surface, the pro-growth benefits, the anti-cancer benefits, the healing benefits, the true moisturization benefits, these are all, and the filling and shock absorbing benefits, the thickening benefits, all of these occur underneath the barrier, and high hyaluronic acid cannot penetrate through the surface of the skin, through a healthy skin barrier. High hyaluronic acid is found everywhere in the body. It's found in every layer of the skin. It's produced by skin cells. It's a water-trapping molecule. It's an important regulator for the movement of skin cells. And remember, that movement of skin cells is tightly controlled, and high hyaluronic acid is part of that control system. And high hyaluronic acid keeps cells dividing at just the right pace. It's one of the most ubiquitous molecules in the body. It's found in the eyes, it's found in the joints, it's found in the digestive tract, and it's found in the skin. We're always talking here on the bright side about cells and stuff. This is the primal distinction in the body, cells and stuff. And it's a distinction that we got to make if we're going to stay healthy and get healthy, because all disease is cell disease. I didn't say all disease is stuff disease. I said all disease is cell disease. Where does your doctor work? On the stuff. Where do your drugs work? On the stuff. Where do your skincare products work? On, for the most part, unless you're using true skincare products, that is, on the stuff. Where do your surgeries work? On the stuff. Nobody's addressing the cell. Why? Because medicine is not allowed entry into the cell. All medicine can do is poison the cell or cut it out or in some fashion harm the cell. It can't heal a cell. High hyaluronic acid is quintessential stuff that comes out of cells. From a chemical perspective, high hyaluronic acid is a long chain. Remember, chemistry is all about tinker toys. If you looked at a chemical molecule or a piece of chemistry in the body, a biochemical in the body, and you looked at it with microscopic vision, you basically see a tinker toy with little chunks and little pieces. That's what you want to think of when you think of chemistry. Think tinker toys. High hyaluronic acid is a tinker toy-like chemical structure with a lot of spaces in it. It's like a tinker toy structure that's made up of cages or boxes. It's like a long chain of boxes, and these boxes represent openings for pieces of water, i.e. water molecules. So high hyaluronic acid is a long chain tinker toy molecule made up of lots of little microscopic boxes, and each one of these little microscopic boxes can hold a little molecule of water. That's what I mean when I say water trapping. A water trapping molecule is basically a bunch of boxes, and each one of these boxes holds a little piece of water. This is what gives high hyaluronic acid its stupendously important qualities. Lots of ways. The interaction between water molecules in the high hyaluronic acid in boxes, high hyaluronic acid boxes, impacts health. So you have a long tinker toy-like molecule, long tinker toy-like chain, and this long tinker toy-like chain is made up of a bunch of little tiny boxes, and each one of these little boxes holds a water molecule. Thus, high hyaluronic acid acts to trap water, and this water trapping property gives HA, high hyaluronic acid, amazing, stupendously amazing biochemical properties, and it's why it's one of, if not my favorite molecule in the body, because of these tremendous, very fascinating chemical qualities that the interaction between water and the high hyaluronic acid have. For one thing, it makes it super electrical. We'll continue talking about HA and
Are your Google search results killing you? Unflattering content in blogs, news articles, online reviews, social media, or other sources can jeopardize your reputation, your business, and your livelihood. Let Reputation.com help. Our patented technology will make the truth about you more visible while pushing down unwanted negative content. Improve your Google search results. Call Reputation.com at 1-800-831-0771 for a free consultation. That's 800-831-0771.
We the people grow cotton, weave fabric, engrave ink, embed strips and fibers to protect from counterfeit and carting to a private bank, having it led back at interest, forcing taxes to service debt. This capitalism, or was Jefferson correct when stating a central bank issuing the public currency is a greater menace to the liberties of the people than a standing army? Ted Anderson, I'm placing a free silver dollar in a book that explains our monetary system. Call for your copy, 800-686-2237. It's time to understand the system. Call 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
Is negative content or comments on the web affecting your personal or professional reputation? Unfavorable comments, embarrassing pictures, videos, legal documents, and bad tweets can ruin your personal life, your career, or your business. It happens a lot, and it's just not fair. But what can you do? Reputation.com can protect your good name. Get a free consultation now at 800-831-0771. That's 800-831-0771. Call right now for a free expert reputation analysis. It's easy to squash the unfair attacks with our patented system, and the analysis is absolutely free. Make the best things about you jump out in searches. Protect your personal and professional reputation, your business, and your income. Get your free reputation analysis from Reputation.com right now. Call 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771.
Honey, it's time for dinner. What are you doing over there on your computer?
I'm shopping for a new wallet. Mine is falling apart. Hey, did you know there's a company called ID Stronghold that makes shielded wallets to prevent electronic pickpocketing?
Oh, I didn't realize there was such a thing as electronic pickpocketing. What is that?
Well, apparently, many of the new credit and debit cards being issued have radio chips inside them called RFID that transmit our banking information to card readers when we pay. Unfortunately, a bad guy can also get one of these readers and go around the city scanning people, collecting their credit card numbers and personal information without us knowing it.
Wow, that sounds scary. Since you're getting a new wallet anyway, you should definitely get an ID Stronghold shielded wallet. Are they more expensive?
No. In fact, I can get a shielded leather wallet from IDStronghold.com for the same price or less than regular unshielded wallets from other stores.
Sounds great. My wallet isn't falling apart yet, but let me pick one out too. I want to be protected, and these wallets at IDStronghold.com look fantastic.
It's very easy to be a criminal. All you need to burglarize a home is one simple household tool, a pair of scissors. If your home security system can be compromised by a criminal using scissors, then you're making it easy for them. Almost every home security system, even those sold by big-name companies, has a weakness: the phone line. You shell out $1,500, get locked into a long-term contract, and think you're safe. But a burglar can destroy your alarm in seconds with one snip. And when a burglar cuts your phone line, you're defenseless. Simply Safe Home Security is the smarter choice. Built by Harvard engineers, Simply Safe uses a wireless connection to call the cops. Scissors can't cut it, and that means your home stays safe. 24/7 professional monitoring is under $15 a month with no contract. Simply Safe Home Security keeps you safer than the other guys for half the cost. Protect your home with the alarm you can trust. Simply Safe. Go to simplysafedefense.com now for an exclusive 10% offer. That's simplysafedefense.com.
When you're listening to the radio and you hear,
"We interrupt this program to bring you a special news bulletin,"
you listen closely. Your pulse rate increases and you wonder if you're prepared for whatever man-made or natural disaster has occurred. If food became unavailable, would you be able to feed yourself and your family? Have you checked and found emergency food can cost as much as $300 for a month's supply and it's full of weird chemicals and other unpronounceable ingredients? At 30dayfoodsupply.com for only $99, you can order 90 meals that are naturally high in fiber, carbs, and protein, and they're packed with oxygen absorbers in Mylar bags. Oregon Trail Foods and 30dayfoodsupply.com keep prices low by buying directly from producers in Oregon and then passing the savings on to you. Call 800-700-2184. And remember, only $10 ships your entire order to the lower 48. Visit the website 30dayfoodsupply.com or call 800-700-2184. That's 30dayfoodsupply.com at 800-700-2184.
Talking high hyaluronic acid. High hyaluronic acid is technically called a GAG, glucosaminoglycan. I just call it HA, high hyaluronic acid. High hyaluronic acid is found wherever in the body, wherever the body needs to trap water. The body's 70% water. How does that even work? How can we be 70% water? We should just be a puddle sloshing around. Well, we're held together by molecules that hold on to that water, trap the water, bind the water. Your eyeballs, for example, largely made up of water, probably more than 70% water. How come your eyeballs have a solid structure even though they're 70% water? Well, high hyaluronic acid traps the water in your eyeballs. In fact, a large part, probably the most HA-rich organ in the body is your eyeballs. Your joints are also very water-rich, and likewise, your joints contain large amounts of high hyaluronic acid, and your skin is very moisture-rich, 70% water. You know, if your skin water content drops even 1 or 2%, you're going to feel dry and uncomfortable. Just a small water loss. Skin is not supposed to lose water. The eyeballs are not supposed to lose water. The joints aren't supposed to lose water, and high hyaluronic acid is one of the ways the body assures that that water won't get lost. Man, high hyaluronic acid is so stupendously important. You can dose yourself with HA, with high hyaluronic acid. That's one of the best ways to upregulate HA content in the body. The glucogel caps from Longevity can also help with the production of high hyaluronic acid. The glucogel caps are made up of glucosamine, which is a component of the high hyaluronic acid molecule. And eating your bone soup, your cartilage-containing foods, is another great way to upregulate high hyaluronic acid. Don't fall for high hyaluronic acid in skincare products. Don't fall for that ruse. High hyaluronic acid doesn't do anything for your skin, really, although it will coat the surface and maybe trap a little water in the surface, create a little more comfort. Dry skin being so uncomfortable, you might be able to create a little sense of comfort on the surface of the skin, but you certainly aren't going to change the quality or texture of your skin in a permanent way by using high hyaluronic acid on the top. Taking it orally, now that's different. Or you can inject high hyaluronic acid. Dermatologists these days will inject a product into your skin called Juvederm. Juvederm is high hyaluronic acid that fills out fine lines and wrinkles. That's a way of beefing up the stuff when you're not making enough stuff. Remember, it's cells and stuff in the skin. If you're not making enough stuff, dermatologists will actually inject stuff in your skin. If you think that's a good idea, go to your dermatologist asking for Juvederm. Personally, I think it's a lot better idea to use your glucogel caps to make sure you're using your bone soup and to make sure that your skin cells are healthy. So many ways to keep your skin healthy that have nothing to do with the dermatologist, have nothing to do with your standard moisturizing cream products. If you really want topical products, use topical vitamin C, which can support high hyaluronic acid production, and use topical vitamin A. In fact, retinoic acid and retinol, topical vitamin A, are great ways to actually stimulate the production of high hyaluronic acid, your own natural high hyaluronic acid. I'm telling you, vitamin A and vitamin C are the two go-to skincare ingredients. And if you're using skincare products that don't feature high concentrations of fat-soluble vitamin C, as well as retinol, or if you want to go the prescription route, retinoic acid, you're truly missing the boat in skincare. Are they more expensive? Probably, because fat-soluble vitamin C is one of the more expensive skincare ingredients you could use. Retinol, likewise, is one of the more expensive skincare ingredients you could use. But why would you waste your money with cheaper ingredients that aren't going to do anything? Even worse, why would you waste your money with cheaper ingredients that will suppress skin health chemistry, as most skincare ingredients do? Waxes and oils suppress skincare chemistry. Anything that occludes, that's the fancy way of saying covering up the skin surface, will suppress skin health chemistry. Not a good idea, especially if you're already dealing with dry skin or wrinkles or any other skin health issue. Go retinol lipophilic or fatty vitamin C. You can find out all about those two particular ingredients in my Truth Skin Health products, truthtreatments.com, truthtreatments.com. Okay, 844-236-6010 is our number. Let's take our first phone call of the day. Tanya in California, what's going on? Welcome to the bright side.
Hello, hi, this is Tanya. Can you hear me?
Yes, Tanya, what's up?
Hi, yeah, I have a couple products that I would like to get your opinion on.
Sure. Can I get you to speak just a little bit louder?
Sorry about that.
Oh, yeah, there we go. What's going on, Tanya?
Okay. And I think I have ringworm. I wanted to know what would be the protocol for that. I prefer not to use chemicals or something from the doctor. And I would like your opinion on that. Well, then two items I would like your opinion on is this one product called Defense Soap, if you've heard of it.
I hate to say this, Tanya, but I need you to back off from the phone just a little tiny bit. Okay, now what? Now, have I heard of what product?
Defense Soap and Willard Water.
Willard Water, I've heard of, but I can't understand what you're saying. The first thing you're saying.
Defense is a soap. It's called Defense Soap. That's the name of it.
Oh, Defense Soap? Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Defense.
That's the name of it.
I haven't heard. That's the brand name, Defense Soap?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'd have to know what the active ingredient in Defense Soap is. Actually, I'm looking at it right here. Defense Soap. You're trying to get rid of your ringworm, I take it, right?
Yes.
Okay. So let's talk about ringworm first. Are you sure it's ringworm? You know that for a fact?
No.
Or are you just assuming?
No.
Is it like an itchy rash?
Yes.
Okay. So what other health things do you have? You got to have something else going on. Ringworm just doesn't show up spontaneously. Any digestive issues, diabetes, anything like that?
Yes.
Okay, that's what we're talking. That's really where you want to work. How old are you approximately? You don't have to tell me exactly.
48.
Okay, 48. Okay, now tell me about some other health stuff that's going on. Do you have a history of digestive issues? That's always the first thing to think about when you have a skin problem. Okay, now you're talking. You're not going to be able to, once you have a skin ringworm or any kind of skin rash or some kind of skin bacteria or fungus, you can kill it topically, but that's not really the most effective strategy. What you really want to look at is what's percolating inside the body. That's causing your defenses, your immune system, your skin immune system to break down, and that usually means a digestive problem. So get yourself on the probiotics, first of all, the Biolumin Nightly Essence. That's always the first thing to do when you have a skin problem, especially if you have an associated digestive issue. The first thing you want to think about is good bacteria in the gut. There is a major relationship between good bacteria in the gut and fungal infections and all kinds of skin problems, including fungal infections. Eczema, psoriasis, dry skin, major connection between the digestive system and the skin for all of those issues. So Biolumin Nightly Essence, 3 capsules in the morning, 3 capsules at night. Do a food diary. That's where you write down everything you eat and then how you feel from a digestive system perspective, diarrhea, constipation, loose stools, gas, bloating, etc. How you feel after you eat after you eat those foods. When you notice problems between a relationship between foods and specific problems, you're going to want to eliminate those foods. That's the second thing. Probiotics, food diary, and food elimination. Hang tight. A few more things I want to tell you, Tanya. Don't go away, okay? And then we'll also talk about Defense Soap. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network. We'll be back right after this.
Hi, this is Dr. Joel Wallach, the Dead Doctors Don't Lie guy. Have you ever wondered why farmers can keep their livestock lean and healthy just by feeding them minerals in a nutrient-dense diet? Before market, they cut off their minerals, leaving them to crave high-calorie grains to fatten them up. So if weight control is this easy, why does the medical system prescribe invasive surgical gastric bypass for humans? The truth be told, according to research, you can avoid over 900 different diseases just by getting 90 essential nutrients daily. Check us out on the web at sonsoflibertyteam.com and order your Healthy Start Pack and get your 90 for life. Or dial 855-301-TEAM. I said essential, not optional, and every day. Easy. 90 for life on the web at sonsoflibertyteam.com or call 855-301-TEAM. That's 855-301-TEAM. That's 855-301-TEAM. Check us out on the web at sonsoflibertyteam.com. At sonsoflibertyteam.com.
Did you know that drinking pure, high alkaline water is one of the most important factors in maintaining high energy and vibrant health? Most experts agree that the water you drink should be at a pH level of 8 or higher. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops, available only at alkavision.com, combine a unique formula of only the most alkaline minerals. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops alkalize your water, ridding the body of harmful toxins, and helps you regain health and energy. Alkalizing your water by simply adding 10 drops of AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops helps helps the body rid itself of acidic waste, increases oxygen content, and raises the pH of your body to healthy levels. And bacteria and viruses cannot survive in an alkaline high pH environment. Order your bottle of AlkaVision Plasma pH drops for only $29.95 at alkavision.com. That's ALKAvision.com. Or call 269-409-1776. 269-409-1776. Alkalize your body. Supercharge your health at alkavision.com today.
Honey, it's time for dinner. What are you doing over there on your computer?
I'm shopping for a new wallet. Mine is falling apart. Hey, did you know there's a company called ID Stronghold that makes shielded wallets to prevent electronic pickpocketing?
Oh, I didn't realize there was such a thing as electronic pickpocketing. What is that?
Well, apparently, many of the new credit and debit cards being issued have radio chips inside them called RFID that transmit our banking information to card readers when we pay. Unfortunately, a bad guy can also get one of these readers and go around the city scanning people, collecting their credit card numbers and personal information without us knowing it.
Wow, that sounds scary. Since you're getting a new wallet anyway, you should definitely get an ID Stronghold shielded wallet. Are they more expensive?
No. In fact, I can get a shielded leather wallet from IDStronghold.com for the same price or less than regular unshielded wallets from other stores.
Sounds great. My wallet isn't falling apart yet, but let me pick one out too. I want to be protected, and these wallets at IDStronghold.com look fantastic.
We live in a complicated society. Stressful issues are always popping up. Have you ever been treated unfairly by someone? Have you ever been overcharged for a repair? Have you ever signed a contract or a document worried about identity theft? How many times have you been in those unique situations where you just wanted to call an attorney to find out if you're right or wrong, or what your legal rights are? But every time you think about calling an attorney, what do you think about first? That's right. Who do you call, and how much will it cost? Our friends at Legal Shield have found a solution. With a nationwide network of 6,900 attorneys who average 19 years of experience, Legal Shield's law firms take over 40,000 calls per week helping their members. For less than $20 per month, you can have access to Legal Shield on everything from the trivial to the traumatic. Let Legal Shield stand up for your rights at lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com. Or call 855-340-SAVE, 855-340-7283.
Results will vary from case to case.
Independently leading the way for the nation. Compelling talk for every political persuasion. We are GCN.
All right, we are back on the bright side. Talking to Tanya in California about ringworm. Tanya, you there? Tanya, do we have Tanya still?
Yes.
Hey, Tanya. Okay, that's okay. So a couple things. Ringworm, you want to think digestive health issues. All fungal ringworm's a fungal infection on the skin. All fungal infections, all infections, impetigo and other bacterial infections, as well as eczema and psoriasis. You want to focus on the digestive system. Digestive system equals skin when it comes to skin health issues. That's so important. Digestive system equals skin. That's probiotics, the good bacteria, the biolumin nightly essence, 3 in the morning, 3 at night. You also probably would be wise to use fermented foods. Make sure you get some good bacteria in there, and also fiber, which can feed the good bacteria. I like making my own fiber every morning with flax seeds, but you can use vegetable fiber also. Make yourself vegetable juices. Then anything that's impairing digestive health in terms of food allergies or food intolerances, you need to eliminate those kinds of foods. That's where your food diary comes in. If you have a history of digestive problems, then that's great, because then you'll know. Then you'll be able. It'll be much easier for you to link problem foods to specific health, digestive health issues. If you don't know you have a digestive problem, you got to look for those. So that's the second step. Third thing you might want to do is get yourself on the Z radical or the Fucoid Z, which can help strengthen and support the health of the digestive system. Also, glucogel caps can have a positive effect, as we were saying earlier, on digestive health and also on skin health for that matter too. Now, you asked about Defense soap. I did a little research during the break. Defense soap is basically just bar soap with tea tree oil in it. Tea tree oil and also eucalyptus oil. They also put some homeopathic medication in there. I don't know that that's going to make too much of a difference, but if you really want to use tea tree oil, and tea tree oil does have some medicinal properties, save your money on the Defense soap and just use straight tea tree oil and straight eucalyptus oil. I don't know if the eucalyptus oil is going to have much of an effect. Tea tree oil does have some some antimicrobial activity. So you might want to try some tea tree oil. But again, you don't have a topical problem. You've got an internal problem that's showing up topically. So it may the tea tree oil, which is technically called melaleuca oil, the tea tree oil or the melaleuca oil will have some may give you some symptomatic relief, some superficial symptomatic relief. But as long as you have the digestive/immune problem, you're probably going to go back to you're probably going to end up with the same skincare issue later on down the road. You're not going to create any permanent changes. Willard water, likewise. Willard water is kind of interesting stuff. A guy named Willard, Dr. Willard, actually created this stuff, a special water which has an electrical property, has a sort of magnetic field that's associated with the water molecules. And a lot of folks think Willard water and this electrically charged water can have a beneficial effect when you drink it, although I've never really heard anything about using Willard water topically. Drinking Willard water, at least according to some research, can increase your body's ability to absorb nutrients, absorb vitamins, and absorb minerals, because it can create a change in the electrical energy of cells and improve the ability of intestinal cells to absorb nutrients. So drinking Willard water may be beneficial. I can't say I've seen anything officially or that I've even seen any research that talks about the beneficial effects of using Willard water, but it might be something that you want to think about. Topically, though, you're not going to get too much benefit from that. So digestive system health, and Mighty 90 always helps too if you want to use the Mighty 90. Selenium has some antimicrobial properties, especially. Vitamin C has antimicrobial properties, as does zinc. 50 milligrams a day on the zinc, 200 to 400 micrograms a day on your ultimate selenium, and then 1,000 to 2,000, even up to 5,000 milligrams a day of vitamin C. I'm sorry, you were asking me something?
Yeah, check out the Willard water, because they claim that they give the Willard water or sell the Willard water to burn units.
Yeah, and they notice improved healing when people drink the water or when they use it topically?
Topically.
So they put the Willard water on topically and they get beneficial effects for burns?
They are saying that they sell it to burn units. That's what they said.
Is there any? Do they say there's any research on that, or they're just selling it to burn?
You know something? They did not say that, but that's what they said.
I would be a little skeptical, although the people who do the Willard water, I don't want to cast aspersions on them. I'd just be a little bit skeptical about it. I'd want to see some research on it. It's certainly not going to hurt, but I don't know necessarily that you're going to notice too much benefits topically, although I can't say either way. I'd like to see some literature on it, and I've been looking into Willard water now for many years, and I've yet to see any literature on it for topical use, although there is some nice literature for animal use internally, giving it to animals, but I haven't seen anything for burn victims, although I may be wrong on that. If anybody out there knows about Willard water for burn victims used topically or has any research, I'd love to see it. Ben at ksco.com is my email. Does that help you?
Thank you so much.
God bless you, Tonya. Good luck with everything.
God bless you.
All right, take care. That's the most important thing I could tell you guys when it comes to skin health issues. If I had to say one thing, I would tell you to focus on the health of the digestive system. Does that come as a surprise? Probably not if you heard this program. The digestive system is the fundamental system in the body. And yes, we have a triangle of disease. We got the digestive system, the blood sugar system, and the adrenal thyroid complex, but it all starts off with digestive health. The health of the so-called digestive tract and the liver and the stomach and the pancreas and the gallbladder. All of these are where health begins, and I don't care if you're talking heart health, I don't care if you're talking mental health, I don't care if you're talking skin health. It all begins with the health of the digestive system. All right, got a ton of emails this morning. Doc was on George Norrie, and I got all kinds of emails. I wish I could answer everybody's email, but it would just take me hours and hours and hours to respond by writing. But just pick a couple of these emails here because we don't have any calls, so I'm going to just pick a couple emails from Eric. I'm a truck driver. I work 12 to 14 hours a day. Eric says every day he gains lots of weight because he doesn't have time to exercise and work it off. Well, that's not true, Eric. First of all, exercise is very overrated when it comes to losing weight. Yes, I said exercise is very overrated when it comes to losing weight. Is exercise important? Yes, it's important. I'm not telling you exercise is not important. It's incredibly important. The body responds to the stress that we call exercise by getting bigger and stronger and better. Every part of the body. The brain gets better when we exercise the brain. The skin gets better when we exercise the skin, and certainly the muscles in the bone get better when we exercise the muscles in the bone. The heart gets stronger, the lungs get stronger, the lung muscles get stronger. Everything gets better when we exercise. But as far as losing weight weight goes, you really aren't going to lose a lot of weight unless you're a marathon runner, unless you're an intense exerciser. Just doing your regular 10, 15, 20 minutes a day of exercise, which is all you really need to build muscle and to strengthen bone, is not necessarily what you need to do to lose weight. So sorry, Eric, about that. But what you can do to lose weight is change the way you eat and get yourself on a good nutritional supplement program. Obviously, carbohydrates and sugar need to be avoided like the plague, especially refined carbohydrates, I should say, and refined sugar. You still need your vegetable carbohydrates, but processed foods, flours, anything that comes in a box is going to have it's going to make it much more difficult for you to lose weight, and it's going to have a weight-gaining effect. Making sure you're getting enough of your micronutrients, your trace nutrients. That's also important. Your B vitamins, your trace minerals, your regular minerals, your macro minerals, and your micro minerals, all of your Mighty 90 essential nutrients. When you don't have your Mighty 90 essential nutrients, you end up snacking. And you especially end up snacking on high-energy foods. And if you're a truck driver, it's going to be very easy to do that. Every single truck stop you go into is going to be a source of these high-calorie, high-energy foods, and that's going to make it difficult for you to lose weight also. So, number one, get yourself on the Mighty 90 essential nutrients, especially the B vitamins and your electrical nutrients. And number two, and this is really, really important when it comes to weight loss, when you're under stress, and I'm talking mental stress as well as physical stress, when we're under mental stress and when we're under physical stress, the body will not want to lose weight because to the body, stresses represent famine. And so under conditions of stress, the body will protect us from a famine by keeping the weight on. Now, it's all related to the thyroid and the adrenal glands if you want to pick organs, but if you just want to lose weight and you can't do it, rest assured the body perceives that its life is being threatened. There's some kind of stress, some kind of survival stress on the body. Now, sugar represents a major survival stress, especially high amounts of sugar, refined sugar I'm talking about, but psychological stress can do it, and certainly the stress from any kind of chronic long-term degenerative disease problem. So by getting yourself on the Mighty 90 essential nutrients, by doing a food diary and eliminating problem food, and by eliminating or reducing your intake of fast-burning, refined carbohydrates and sugars, and deep breathing. Slow, deep breathing can be wonderfully beneficial for reducing the stress load on the body and ultimately losing weight. You'll find that you'll be able to drop the pounds. Number one, get yourself on the Mighty 90 essential nutrients. If you can't lose weight, this is. Get yourself on the Mighty 90 essential nutrients. Number two, eliminate any problem foods. Do a food diary and then support digestive health with the Biolumin Nightly Essence and the Ultimate Enzymes and a little apple cider vinegar after all your meals. Number three, stay off of the fast-burning sugars. If you need more protein and coconut oil, do that because that's a great way to wean yourself off of the fast-burning sugars. And then make sure you're practicing your deep breathing techniques and do anything you can do to relax the body and activate the so-called parasympathetic nervous system. The weight will drop off because the body doesn't really want to hold on weight. It's doing it because it has to do it, or it feels like it has no other option. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. Thanks for listening to The Bright Side, friends. We'll be back at you tomorrow with more good health information. Have yourselves a wonderful, spectacular, awesome day. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye for now.
If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state in back taxes, you know they'll never stop coming after you. With bank levies, wage garnishments, they'll even seize your home or business. The good news? A government program for tax debt forgiveness. It's called the Fresh Start Initiative.
I'm Paul Sibley with U.S. Tax Shield. We can help navigate the new laws, get you protected, and resolve your tax issues permanently.
Call the experts at U.S. Tax Shield now for your free consultation and get a guaranteed quote to resolve your case. Call 800-436-6451. That's 800-436-6451.
Virtually anyone can hack your cell phone and track your calls, your texts, your emails, your every movement, but only if they can detect a signal. Stay one step ahead of hackers and Big Brother with a Block-It Pocket, a custom-made pocket infused with pure silver that creates a complete Faraday enclosure for your cell phone. For free shipping to the lower 48, visit blockitpocket.com or call 888-315-9618. blockitpocket.com, enhancing health and privacy.
If the IRS has garnished your paycheck or seized money from your bank account, you need to get professional tax help now. Fast action is required to put a halt to these aggressive IRS collection tactics. You can count on the knowledgeable team of tax professionals at Wall & Associates. With over 30 years of experience, Wall & Associates has settled the tax problems of thousands of taxpayers for a small fraction of what they owed. For a free face-to-face consultation, call 1-800-425-4610 to put a Wall wall between you and the IRS. 1-800-425-4610 or look for us on the web at wallandassociates.net. We solve tax problems. If you hire Wall & Associates today, you'll never have to talk to the IRS again. To stop the levies and seizures today, take action now. Call Wall & Associates at 1-800-425-4610. Wall & Associates, 1-800-425-4610. Based on actual cases, results may vary, not a solicitation for legal services.